Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all. You are once again welcome here on the Tribune of Awakening Consciousness. It's making international headlines. The world was obviously expecting Europe to make this difficult decision for itself and for the entire world. But it is now official. Things are becoming clearer. Europe has decided to go to war against the Russian Federation. The Europeans who have eyed so much, who have circumvented so much, are now more determined than ever to enter into conflict with Russia. So, what is happening concretely? What is Europe doing that proves it is ready to enter the conflict? So, dear ladies and gentlemen, in the context of this video conference, this is what we are going to discuss. But before continuing, I humbly ask you to share this video conference. Share it as much as possible. Give it a lot of likes. This gives strength to the video conference. But above all, what gives much more strength and visibility are your comments. And you know that this platform we are hosting here has two levels. Firstly, there is what I say here and what you put in the comments. It is this symbiosis that creates the platform for awakening consciousness. And if you don't have a specific comment, just leave a comment. Hello, Samouraï. Let's dive into the depths, dear ladies and gentlemen. So, what's happening? Denmark, this country that is in another form of conflict with the United States of America. Denmark has taken the lead. Denmark has taken the forefront. Denmark has just purchased a huge quantity of missiles and patriarchal armored vehicles. This is the rearmament that is underway. The rearmament. So, Denmark, which has recently allocated an additional envelope of nearly 7 billion euros to its defense, meaning that Denmark has added 7 billion euros more to its usual military budget. What is Denmark doing? Through the Minister of Defense, I believe that's it, Denmark announced the purchase of missiles today, Tuesday, April 4th, 2025. Denmark announced the purchase of Mistral anti-aircraft missiles for an undisclosed amount and did not reveal the amount, but the number of missiles is sufficiently high. Beyond the missiles, Denmark has purchased 130 Patria armored transport vehicles for a total cost of 254 million euros. You see, 254 million euros. All that money is used just to buy weapons. And you know that these weapons are meant to send human beings to rest, eternal rest. You will therefore notice that we are in a world that does not seek to perpetuate human existence, but seeks to make it disappear. Certainly, this human race that you hold most dear. So, this agreement between Denmark and its suppliers constitutes an important new step in the establishment of Danish air defense. Here is the statement made by the Danish Minister of Defense. His name is Troels Lund Poulsen. So, the statement is made in a communiqué that was released by the Danish Ministry of Defense. We will already see how Europe is preparing for war. But also and above all, we will touch on another aspect that Volodymyr Zelensky has just addressed and which might change the game. As part of this famous agreement that is to come to light between Ukraine and the United States aiming to end the conflict. But I ask you, I remind once again for all those who are not yet subscribed, please click to subscribe and activate the notification bell, as this allows you to. We can no longer miss our video conferences. So, what should not be ignored is that Denmark is one of Ukraine's main supporters, which had already acknowledged a particular need for air defense systems. There you go. And that's why Denmark said, as part of its rearmament? In the context of Denmark needing to rearm, Denmark says that military cooperation with France would be necessary. Military cooperation with France would be necessary. That is to say, Denmark is counting on France to rearm and to be able to hold on when the conflict breaks out. You know, that's the second step, rearming. But on the French side, we have seen that manuals have been products. This manual, which is called the Survival Manual, and it has been distributed to French citizens to enable them to prepare for the possibility of armed conflict. Other countries like Germany, Poland, and others are in the process of rearming. But Denmark is stirring things up, as Denmark is spending an enormous amount, almost never spent by other European countries. So, what needs to be said? Next, according to the ministry, it states this: close cooperation with France is absolutely necessary in times of war in Europe and in a constantly evolving security situation. Why is Denmark talking about times of war? Are we in a time of conflict in Europe? The answer is no. Ukraine is isolated in its conflict with Russia. We have done everything. They have done everything. World leaders have done everything to somewhat contain the conflict. So, on the other hand, what needs to be said is that this framework agreement signed in Paris between the European missile manufacturer MBDA and the Danish defense authorities concerns the supply from 250 to 1,000 missiles. Mistral 3. So France is also benefiting. It is getting richer, making a lot of money. Since the agreement is signed between the two, France will supply. That is why they say that close cooperation between Denmark and France is absolutely necessary. In diplomacy, the Mopezes take the word absolutely. So, this last statement, from the announcement of 250 to 1,000 missiles, Mistral 3, the declaration of this contract, of this framework agreement, was made by the Élysée, following the statement made by the Danish Ministry of Defense. So, Denmark has announced. The Élysée also made an announcement. Yes, but it's pleasing, because ordering up to 1,000 missiles at a time when the French state's coffers are empty, at a time when French President Emmanuel Macron is searching for money with a flashlight and can't find any, it's truly a joy for France. And France can only engage in this little game. The longer the conflict continues, the more France profits, since there are no more raw materials to use. So, no details were given in the two capitals about the contract amount. They keep that secret to themselves. Yes, but we can get an idea. Mistral 3 missiles? Go on Google. You'll see how much a single Mistral 3 missile costs. How much do the armored vehicles cost? Patria. So, strengthening the European defense industry is crucial for the success of Europe's ongoing rearmament. This is what was emphasized by the Danish Minister of Defense. Denmark will also purchase 130 armored personnel carriers from Finnish manufacturer Patria for an amount of 1.9 billion kroner, which is 254 million euros. So, a small number of them should be delivered as early as this year. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the truth. Europe is preparing for a war. And on the other side, Vladimir Zelensky, what is he thinking about? What is the new situation on which Zelensky is basing his actions? Sorry. In the next video conference, this is what we will discuss. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for your contributions to making this video conference happen. Please share it as much as possible. I will get back to you shortly with new updates. This was the voice of your one and only samurai. Thank you.